Deion Sanders' $1.6 million gamble faces test as Julian Lewis seals QB1 fate, per NFL vet. They say pressure makes diamonds, but in Boulder, pressure might just break the playbook. Coach Prime's big money bet is about to get its first real stress test. With Shedeur, Sanders off to the NFL, and two new faces battling for the QB1 job: Julian Lewis, the teenage phenom, and Kaden Salter, the Liberty transfer with wheels for legs. The Buffs' offense is staring down a full-blown identity crisis, and this isn't just run-of-the-mill, off-season QB competition. One wrong call here, and head coach Deion Sanders' $1.6 million gamble could bankrupt their whole season. In 2024, Colorado was basically allergic to the run. We're talking dead last in FBS rushing yards, like can't even break it levels of bad. The Buffs lived and died through the air thanks to Shedeur Sanders and a receiving corps stacked with NFL talent: Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn Jr., LaJohntay Wester, and Will Shepard. They averaged 327.2 passing yards per game, ranking top 10 nationally. But with Shedeur and all four of those wideouts now prepping for Sundays, the Buffs' offensive strategy needs a serious remix. Enter Kaden Salter. The QB was an action movie. In cleats in 2023, nearly 3,000 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, and over 1,000 rushing yards, with 12 more scores. Straight-up video game numbers. He wasn't just escaping pressure, he was creating chaos. But 2024 brought a different vibe. Salter looked hesitant. Just 1,886 yards and 15 TDs. Not a total collapse, but nowhere near the same fireworks. And that's where the real test lies, not just for Salter, but for the man calling the plays. Now it's time to talk about $1.6 million man. OC Pat Shurmur. On July 18th, former NFL running back and CU alum Philip Lindsay dropped some truth bombs on Denver Sports 104.3. So Kaden Salter, I believe, is the best quarterback for the job, and it's on someone like the offensive coordinator to get creative with a young QB and put him in the best spot to succeed. Lindsay said, "He's been around the game for a long time, but if he wants to keep his job, he's gonna have to be innovative with a roster full of unproven talent and adjust as the season rolls on." Pat Shurmur's playbook, classic West Coast rhythm, throws short routes, balanced run-pass calls, and a whole lot of structure. Timing-based routes, a sprinkle of tight end action. It's a QB-friendly scheme for a pocket passer, which, spoiler alert, Kaden Salter is not. Shurmur's past systems have leaned on structure 11 and 12 personnel, balanced run-pass calls, and formations that scream NFL light. When it clicks, it hums. When it doesn't, you get three and sideline headaches. But with Salter in the picture, Shurmur doesn't have the luxury of running his greatest hits. He needs REMIX. Lindsay even spilled a little locker room tea. I know this for a fact. Ty was in the meeting room. The OC once said, "It's not always about the players, it's about the plays." Well, in this case, you're gonna have to find a way to fit the players and the plays together, so that you're successful and that you can keep the rhythm going. And if Kaden Salter is better on the run, then come up with plays that his skill set, and you'll win more games because of that. He's not wrong. Last season, the Buffs' run game was putting up 65.2 yards per game on 2.5 yards per carry. But now, the offensive line's reloaded, the backfield's upgraded, and with Salter under center, you've got to let him use his legs. RPOs, bootlegs, zone reads, this kid lives for it. Lindsay doubled down. It's all about the coaches. Not just the OC, but Coach Prime, Robert Livingston, everyone on that staff. If Salter's best on the move, then call plays that let him move. Do that, and you've got a shot to stack wins. Coach Prime's vision for 2025 can't be copied and pasted. It's got to be built from scratch around Salter's unique skill set. Otherwise, it's another year of wasted potential. Can Kaden Salter work well in Pat Shurmur's offense? Oh, see, Pat Shurmur isn't just a dink and dunk merchant. When he's got the right tools, he's shown he can open things up. Remember Case Keenum's magic in Minnesota? That was Shurmur tailoring an offense to a mobile QB. He also tried to simplify things for Daniel Jones in New York, though the results were mixed. Point is, there's a track record of adaptability. He leans into it. For Salter to thrive, Shurmur needs to throw out the rigid playbook and get weird. Last year, Colorado used pre-snap motion on just 22.5% of plays. Liberty, where Salter balled out, used motion on over 56%. That's not a tweak, that's a transformation. Add in RPOs, zone reads, bootlegs, and suddenly you've got an offense that fits Salter like a glove. But let's not pretend it's plug-and play. Shurmur's comfort zone is a clean pocket, rhythmic passing, and steady progressions. Salter lives outside the pocket. He's a jazz player, not a classical pianist. If Shurmur forces him into a sheet music offense, things could get clunky fast. But if he lets Salter freestyle, we might see fireworks. Philip Lindsay summed it up perfectly. Build the offense around your guy. At its core, this isn't just about one quarterback or one coordinator. It's about identity. The Buffs can't cling to old habits. They need to evolve them fast. That means letting Salter cook, even if it means burning the old playbook in the process.